Hello, sixth graders. Welcome to your Unit 5 Quiz 2 review. Hopefully you can do really well on this quiz. So let's get started. This unit was mostly on Colombia. So first about the geographical features of Colombia. Sorry, I'm trying to resize this so you can see everything in there. Almost. Okay, there we go. The Andes Mountains are in the western part of Colombia. They are very steep, very high mountains, way higher than the ones we have here in Idaho. Some of them are up to 20,000 feet. We don't have anything nearly that tall in Idaho, only up to over 13,000 feet. Colombia is also a very diverse country because not only are there mountains in the west, there is a rainforest in the southeast. It is also near the Caribbean Sea, which is the mouth of the Magdalena River. The mouth of the river means where the river empties out in going to the ocean. And the Magdalena Cauca River has the most commercial traffic on it. That means that there is the most boats and ships going up and down that for trade. The valleys, of course, many people live in the valleys in Colombia, just like many people live in the valleys in Idaho. It's harder to live in the mountains, especially in Colombia, because they are so high. The air is so thin there that there are some places that people can't live. So most of the people live in the valleys. Let's see, on the quiz you'll need to know that Cartagena is a port city, which means ships come into there. And Buenaventura is the most important port on the Pacific in Colombia. The weather in Colombia, there's diverse weather. The plains and coastal lowlands are hot. And in Bogota, there is a temperate climate. Temperate means like we have here in Idaho. We have 4 seasons with cold weather and hot weather and rainy weather and in between. And that is a picture of the city of Bogota with the mountains in the background. You can see how sharply they rise out of the city of Bogota. Minerals are important to Colombia. The minerals of platinum, emeralds, and gold are used for jewelry. So you can see emeralds that were taken straight out of rock on the left, and then gold and emeralds, and of course diamonds made into jewelry in that ring. People of Colombia. The official language in Colombia is Spanish. The Carib Indians make a living by weaving. You can see a Carib Indian woman weaving a basket there. And they make their living, of course, by selling the baskets to tourists and also selling them to people who use them every day in the country. The mestizos people are people of Indian and Spanish descent. So, in other words, the people that long ago came from Spain mixed with the Indians, and they are the mestizos. And one important point you're going to need to know for this quiz is the poor of Colombia thought working conditions needed to be improved. The poor, they had terrible working conditions. And so they did get together and got the working conditions improved, somewhat at least. More on the people of Colombia. One of the typical pieces of clothing, even today, are the ruanas, which are poncho-type wraps. You can see the men and boys in this picture wearing the ruanas. Sometimes you will see the ruanas striped or have patterns on them, but a lot of times they're plain by everyday people. Now, their school's summer break is November through February. And you might have caught on in the lesson that since South America is in the southern hemisphere, which is the opposite from us, we are in the northern hemisphere, and so we have the winter months this time of year from November, December, January, February. That is our winter, but since they are opposite us, their summer is this time of year, November, December, January, February. So their kids do have off in the summer, but it is November through February. Their colder time of year in the temperate regions is when our summer is going on. A couple of other things you'll need to remember for the quiz. The CAGA is an organization that provides small business loans, and that is important in Colombia because it is getting more people to work and more small businesses off the ground. And since coffee is one of the major crops of Colombia, there is the National Federation of Coffee Growers, which helps the poor of the coffee plantations. So it helps them to be able to sell their coffee at a good price and in a good market, just like the big coffee plantations are able to. Much of the coffee we get here in the United States is from Colombia. Okay, politics. There's a picture of Simon Bolivar. He was one of the great freedom fighters in South America, and Bolivia is named after him because he liberated the area. He risked a lot to fight for freedom. And I skipped the top statement. Before there were countries in South America, there were small city-states. So, but then they became countries later on. Okay, more politics. Couple of things you'll need to know for the quiz is Indians had to give the landowners crops. So in other words, when the Spanish came in, they took over the land, just like what happened in the United States. And the Indians were growing crops on the land, so the Indians they were forced to give the landowners crops in exchange for being able to work the land. The United Province of New Granada was governed by a junta of colonists, and a junta is a military or political group that rules a country after taking power by force. So this group of colonists got together and they took over the United Province of New Granada because they were unhappy with what was going on there at that time. Okay, so we finished our review. If you want to go back over and take notes on anything or use them, this recording for your study guide, feel free to watch it more than once. It will help you to fill in your study guide and to study for this quiz, so I expect you to do very well on it. So if you are watching this recording, you must call me for credit. Both of my phone numbers are there, and please try both before leaving a message, because I should be at one or the other between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. So good luck on your test, and I will talk to you later. Goodbye.